But we're hoping the rain stays off. Brazilian fans hoping to see further glory for the host nation in the first evening session. Now they've got medals on the board. This is what's coming up. We've got 5 medal events tonight, 4 of them in the field. The women's shot put F57, men's shot put F41. That's for those of shorter stature. Men's discus F37, women's long jump T47, which is one of the amputee categories. One final on the track. Women's 100 meters T53. That's in the wheelchairs. We had a world record in that earlier today.
Lots of great action then to look forward to, with 100 metres and 400 metre events on the track, and all up those finals in the field events, shot put, discus and long jump. Hoping the rain stays away, but even when it rained on the opening ceremony, it didn't dampen anyone's spirits, and a lot of seats are under cover. Right down close to the track, you're going to be exposed to the elements, and we hope that the elements come to the party and that they behave themselves. But the Brazilian fans already in the first session have had an absolute ball. There have been some stellar performances from their athletes, and spectators young and old have made their way to the Engenhão to enjoy this first evening session. There's a lot on the program. We've got some medal presentations. They're always fun, but it's the action of the track and field athletes that really catches the attention. Had some thrilling moments already with track events and in finishes to field events.
We're expecting very much the same in the first evening session.
You know, sometimes we get a finish like we saw in a long jump event in the first session, and you think, I know there's no scriptwriter, but it feels like somebody must have written that, because the way it unfolded with, you know, the Brazilian athlete needing to do just that little bit extra to nip the gold medal, and somehow he finds the ability, the motivation, that's something extra to do what was needed in front of an adoring crowd.
That's one of the many victory ceremonies that we will have during this opening evening session. It was the men's T11 long jump for athletes that are completely blind, and we'll obviously be able to give full reference to it when the medal ceremony is on shortly. It's going to get noisy here, so take your nap while you can.
Yeah, it's bedtime for somebody already. That's all right. Mum's on the job. And as has become the way of the world in the last decade or so, people get dressed up, they wear silly stuff, that's all great. And they come in Brazilian colours or the colour of their favourite football team. And they're passionate fans, and they're fair fans. We've had a lot of generous applause for athletes from all nations. I'm sure we'll see the same.
It was a very good morning session from a Brazilian point of view. Picked up 2 medals, and they'll receive those in the various victory ceremonies in the next hour. But parasport is growing in Brazil. Obviously, they had a number of major heroes, particularly in athletics and swimming in London 2012. And it certainly helped to drive sales. And in the morning session, we had basically an entire full lower tier at the Engenhão, by and large. We can only hope for the same as this evening session draws on. The closing straight on the left of your picture. Back straight very well populated, absolutely 100% in the bottom tier for the morning session. As morning sessions go, by and large, actually the crowd was excellent.
The International Paralympic Committee obviously looking to grow interest in sport for athletes with an impairment, and you saw in the opening ceremony the nations with the big teams obviously are well funded and the sport's well recognised and supported. And other nations, you can just sense, well, it's still a growing issue for them. So as each Paralympic Games goes forward, you do get the sense that it's growing. We've got new events in 2016, triathlon and canoeing. Got a record number of athletes attending. Got a host nation that's totally embracing what they're about to see. But it's not a level playing field right around the world just yet. That's for sure and certain. As the popularity of Paralympic sport continues to grow, and I think other nations who are still developing the recognition required, they're going to jump on board.
It's certainly the case with Brazil. They've put a lot of effort into growing the sport ahead of London. Obviously, Guilhermina's in the sprints, in the T11 categories, has hoovered up a huge amount of medals over the past couple of Paralympic cycles, going back to Beijing in 2008. And China obviously did very well there. And Chinese para-sport has grown exponentially pretty much off the back of the 2008 Paralympic Games. But obviously that has a knock-on effect into wider life as well. And obviously the International Paralympic Committee also have a large amount of world and continental championships also. Brazil are going to pick up a medal here anyway. We have a victory ceremony to get the evening session underway, and it's in the men's 5,000 meters T11 where the honors went to Kenya and Brazil.
Yes, it was a fascinating race. And Odair Santos of Brazil did very well to split the Kenyan runners, Kimani and Wilson Bill Simbai.
Yeah, there were 3 Kenyan athletes in this, and the athlete who originally finished in 3rd place, Sang, was disqualified, so Wilson Bai was pushed up into 3rd. I think he was disqualified straight away. He didn't come up in the results sheet. Ed Warner, who's the chairperson of IPC Athletics, is among the presentation party, and also Tarek Suai, who's the APC Secretary General, Asian Paralympic Committee. And there he is. It was really tight between the top 4. And Wilson Bai with his guide, Bennett Corrier, takes the bronze medal.
This is really the first outstanding result, if you like, for Wilson. He did not finish in London. And mixed feelings about the outcome, I suppose, with his teammate being disqualified, but he collects the bronze medal.
Interesting thing is, Sung, who was disqualified, still joined by an eventual champion on that lap of honour. And you'll notice the guides get medals as well, something which was brought in for London 2012. But now a big cheer coming. It's Odair Santos who picks up the silver medal for Brazil. It was the very first event in the morning session. The very first track final in the 5,000 meters, and it was thought perhaps Odair Santos might have been in position to get the gold medal. Now, he had 2 guides, and in this situation the guides are not presented with the medals here, and they can only nominate 1 guide to be up in the podium. So Odair gets his silver medal, and you'll notice the mascots have colour coordinated hair as well.
Kimani, a 2nd gold medal, having won the 1,500 metres in London. It's a 4th silver for Odair Santos, but Kimani has a 2nd gold It was a thrilling race, a very tactical race. The Kenyan boys running as a team, but Santos able to join them on the stadium, on the podium on this occasion. Tom is the mascot for the Paralympics. Had Vinicius in the Olympics, and Vinicius and Tom have a connection. Takes a bit of explaining. We might get to that later, or you can look it up yourself, but Vinicius and Tom have been very popular.
A very, very familiar anthem when it comes to middle and long distance running. Kenya take the honours in the men's 5,000 metres T11. Samuel Kamani with the honours. Wilson Bai taking the bronze. And Odia Santos picking up his country's first medal of the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. They will win very many more. We know that.
The obligatory photo opportunity has been realised and will soon be into action on the track.
So the action on the track just about to get underway. We can see the athletes preparing for the opening round of the women's 100 metres T36. This is the third strongest rated of the four standing cerebral palsy categories. We have the Asian Games champion going in this. Five in the opening round heats. Top three to automatically qualify for the final. So the opening round of the women's 100 metres T36. Wang of China with the world record from her home games in Beijing in 2008. So let's bring you through the field. Sandra Fonseca Solis from Mexico City. Fifth in the 100 and the 200 in 2015. Here is the Asian Games champion over 100 and 200 from Incheon 2 years ago. Jun Mingjai of South Korea. Be a big cheer also for Tacita Oliveira Cruz of Brazil. Fourth in the 100 and the 200 in the World Championships in Doha. Last October, major championship debut for Sirine Basaidi of Tunisia. Jun, who won silver in the last Paralympic Games in London in the 100 and the 200. And alongside her, Hernandez Florian of Colombia from Bogota, maybe a prospect too. So Fonseca Solis in 3, Hernandez Florian in 4, Jean in 5, Oliveira Cruz in 6, and Bassidi in 7. So away we go. It's the top 3 who qualify for the final, and Jean is away very well, and Oliveira Cruz wants a victory in her home stadium. She might just get it. Hernandez Florian of Colombia is coming through also, but it's a win for Brazil. The first evening race on the track. Oliveira Cruz takes it for Brazil. Hernandez Florian second for Colombia, and Jean Minjai, the Asian Games champion, third for Korea. 14:53 unofficial.
So a run of some importance from Oliveira. Didn't get away the quickest. That honour certainly went to Jean Minjai of Korea. She looks pretty pleased with herself, Tacita Oliveira Cruz. In 14:53, that's very close to a season best of 14:45. The start was pretty prompt from Jean Minjai, but it didn't take long for Oliveira to catch and pass her, and then there was a strong move made by Marta Hernandez in lane 3 for Colombia. So it was Brazil, Colombia, Korea, and those 3 going through. Longer, stronger stride of Oliveira, taking her past the Korean. Powerful finish from Hernandez. Oliveira looked confident at the blocks and carried it into the race. She might take some beating.
Well, she's put down a claim, certainly in front of her home audience. Victory in that first heat for Tacita Oliveira Cruz, 14:53, with Hernandez Florian, Jean and Fonseca Solis all through. Crowd building for this first evening session, and the second heat, effectively a semi-final. Features former world champion, just bending over there, Nikolaiczyk of Saarbrücken of Germany. Championship doesn't go by without her picking up a major medal. She's the former European 200 meters champion and the former 100 meters world champion. She's been winning major championship medals for the last 10 years.
And Nina Martinez of Argentina, the quickest current time in the field, in the low 14s.
The T36, it's the, if you like, the second most impaired cerebral palsy category, yet T35 has become very, very competitive. And fast. So 4 going in this, and the top 3 are definitely through.
Look to be not in a hurry to get this underway, because they're actually running ahead of time now, which is nice. Allow for the inevitable delay here and there later in the session.
So here she is, Klaudia Nikolaiczyk, the former world champion over 100 meters, and was European champion in Swansea over 2. She won her 100 meters world title in Lyon in 2013. Bronze in the 100 and the 200 at London 2012. Daniela Rodriguez Angulo of Colombia in lane 3. It's a major championship debut, 21 years old. Yam Kwok Fan of Hong Kong. She goes in lane 6. Here's the field. Rodriguez Angulo of Colombia, Nikolaiczyk Germany, Yam Hong Kong, and Martinez of Argentina, who won silver in the 200 meters at the World Championships in Doha last October, bronze in the 100. So let's take a quick glance at everybody. Rodriguez Angelo, major champion for the first time. Nikolajczyk, what a career to date. She's won 14 major championship medals dating back to the Worlds in the Netherlands and Assen in 2006. Yam, bronze in the 200 in the Asian Games in 2014, and Nina Andrea Martinez in lane 7. Silver in the 2, bronze in the 1 in the World Championships in Doha. She's from Rosario, great football town, and athletics town too now, obviously. Nikolajczyk, 2 major championships to her name. Obviously fancies a third. The first 3 automatically through, plus the next 2 fastest losers. This be a cerebral palsy category. It's not mandatory to get down on the blocks. Rodriguez Angelo 4, Nikolajczyk 5, Yam 6, Martinez 7. Away they go, Nikolajczyk firing away very well. Great start by Martinez in lane 7 for Argentina. Nikolajczyk is now fighting back, so she's getting well into her stride now. Martinez will win for Argentina. Nikolajczyk second for Germany, and Rodriguez third for Colombia. And as we saw during the Olympic Games, all the South American nations are getting a good lift by competing in this continent. What a good win for Martinez. 14.50 seconds, the official winning time, with Nikolajczyk second.
Martinez made a great start. The delight on her face at the end of the race quite evident. We mentioned as they were getting set that she had one of the better current times, and she's living up to that current form. Made a very good start. Nikolajczyk looked like she might run down Martinez, but Martinez simply got quicker, and Martinez leads Nikolajczyk over the line. Rodriguez was in lane 4. And Martinez getting good bounce off this firm track.
It's really great rhythm. It's not always possible in this category, but she and Nikolajczyk have been able to get the limbs flowing today. It's a win on South American soil that means a lot. And they're all through. And in fact, Martinez with a season's best, everybody else with a lifetime best. Martinez, Nikolajczyk, Rodriguez, Angelo and Yam all progress.
I mentioned there's a little breeze in the track, perhaps it's behind them.
And here's how the times compare. Martinez the fastest, a lot ahead of Oliveira Cruz. Very good prospects of medals going to the Americas. They could get the clean sweep in the final. That to be determined. There were 4 lifetime bests in that women's 100 meters T36. Darkness rolling in. We are still in winter here. Coming out of winter, heading towards spring. And it should be fully dark here by 6 o'clock. Floodlights have been on for quite a while. Quite a number of field finals tonight, and they like to get a lot of field action going simultaneously in various corners of the stadium.
Women's shot put 57. The first underway in this evening session. First of the women's field events. Also got a men's shot put, F41, athletes of shorter stature. Men's discus throw, F37. Will be competing in a standing position. And women's long jump, T47, upper limb amputation class. Field of 12 in that one. 12 in the men's discus, 12 in the women's shot put, and 7 in the men's shot.
As you'll see, there are various throwing areas on the near side. That's the same half of the stadium as the finish line. There's another couple being made out on the far side. So there are 4 throwing areas that can be active at any one time, and a 5th if you decide to throw in the javelin, but they're not doing that tonight. And you'll see in the right ear picture as well, there'll be a little bit of jumps activity. There's a women's long jump, T47. That's an arm amputee category, the strongest, least affected, if you like, of those. So the men's shot put, F41 for athletes of short stature.
Yes, mentioned a field of 7. And there's our record holder, Bartosz Tyszkowski.
Was set at the European Championships in Grosseto in June.
Sun Pengchang of China at Doha won the javelin, was 7th in the shot put. Karim Duke of Great Britain, 2nd from the right there. Karin was 5th in London in the shot put, silver in the javelin at the 2013 Worlds. But Sun Pengchang from Inner Mongolia, 25-year-old. Gives the crowd a wave. 7th in the shot put in Doha last year. And Karim Duke, 23-year-old from Cwmbran in Wales. Mohamed Amara from Tunisia, 11th in London in the shot put, 9th in the javelin. And here is Bartosz Tyszkowski, Poland's best athlete with an impairment last year, 4th in the shot put and discus in London he was. Nico Capel of Germany, 21 years of age, from Welsheim. Cyril at the Worlds last year, 8th with the javelin. Jia Shiwei, 26 years of age, from Hangzhou, 4th in the shot put in Doha at the Worlds last year. And Jonathan de Sousa Santos of Brazil, 7th in the shot put in London, 3rd in the discus, and won the discus at the 2013 Worlds in Lyon. That is the field for the men's shot put, F41. We'll also get some action on the track very shortly.
The men's 100 meters, T44. Two heats in this very, very competitive category, as those names the record holders will tell you. Alan Oliveira, Johnny Peacock are involved in this year's competition. Johnny Peacock, the reigning European and Paralympic champion, goes in this first heat. Anu Fori, regular major championship medalist, particularly goals in the 4x1. Johnny Peacock, gold medals right across his career. London 2012, Lyon 2013, Swansea 2014, skipped Doha. Gold in the Europeans in Grosseto in June. Paralympic Games record holder. Lahouari, silver in the 100 meters in the last World Championships in Doha back in October. Gold in the 4x1 in London. Bronze medalist in the 100 meters in London. Jerome Singleton of the United States. David Behrer of Germany. Gold in the 4x1 at the Europeans. Ronald Hertog, excellent long jumper as well, and in lane 9. First major championship from just down the coast in Sao Paulo. Renato Nunes de Cruz. What are the notables in this? Mikhail Saitis of Greece. Ronald Hertog, as mentioned, of the Netherlands. Mainly medals in the long jumps, but quite good in the sprint as well. So it's Peacock in 2, Forey in 3, Singleton 4, Behrer 5, Rogers 6. First major championship. They call him Quick Nick from Florida. Hertog in 7, Saitis in 8, and Nunes de Cruz of Brazil in lane 9. It's the first 3 who qualify for the final. And the next 2 fastest. Peacock away very well, going out of lane 2, and also Singleton in the United States, and Forey's going well, but Peacock wants to set down a marker in this competition. It's going to be very fast. It's 10:81. That's a Paralympic Games record. In the T44, he's broken his old mark from London 2012. 10:81, and Peacock sets the standard brilliantly with Forey just behind him in his way. Very impressive by Johnny Peacock. Forey's second, 11.19. But the Paralympic Games record, Johnny Peacock held it, and he still holds it. But it's 900ths faster now.
The action all came in lanes 2, 3 and 4. Johnny Peacock made a stunning start. He got away very smartly. Lahouari beside him from South Africa, and Jerome Singleton from the United States. Singleton just faded a little bit. Peacock was racing away with it. He was increasing his lead at the line. Really pounding the track. Very strong. And he held his form to the line beautifully. There's a buoyancy about this track that some athletes are really tapping into. None better than we've seen so far than Johnny Peacock, bringing it home ahead of Lahouari and Jerome Singleton of the United States. Just there in third. No, he was fourth in the end. David Behrer of Germany clipped him for third.
And Behrer with a new European record at T43. The 43s have been moved up into the 44 class here. So Behrer running 11:23, Singleton the same time, but given fourth behind Behrer in third. Lots of lifetime best there. But Peacock gets the win, 10:81. So Peacock takes it, 10:81, the Paralympic Games record, Forey 11.19, and Behrer there with a T43 European record, 11.23, along with Singleton. The top 3 qualify, Singleton missing out by a couple of thousandths.
Actually gave them the same time, Behrer and Singleton, 11.23, so we'll see what happens there. Across to the F41 shot put. This is Czkowski, a world record holder, and he's out there threatening his own world record of 13.77. The 22-year-old likes this one as well. He should. It's certainly well past 12 meters. And 13.34, so he's about 40 centimeters off his best. But that might be good enough for the rest of the field to just bow down to his superiority in the F41 shot.
Second heat of the men's 100 meters T44 features the Paralympic Games 200 meters champion from London 2012, that famous victory over Oscar Pistorius. Well, Jared Wallace of Georgia, 200 meters world champion in Lyon and in the 4x1 at the World Championships there in 2013. Athlete of the Year 2013 in the United States. From Georgia, will be well supported. Lane 3, gold in the 4x1 at the last Europeans and the Worlds, and the former European 200 meters champion for Germany, Felix Streng. He's with the very strong Bayer Leverkusen club. Bolivian-born he is, by the way. Liam Malone of New Zealand, Johannes Flores of Germany. And here he is, Alan Oliveira. Again from just down the coast in Sao Paulo. He had a brilliant World Championships in 2013 when he won gold in the 100, 200 and 400. Longo of South Africa, Sato of Japan, and Hetiarichi, his first major championship for Sri Lanka. Keita Sato is the Asian Games champion, 100, 200 and 4x1. This will be competitive. Wallace in 2, Streng in 3, Malone in 4, Flores 5, Alan Oliveira in 6. Looking for further Paralympic Games glory here. Longo, South Africa in 7, Keita Sato in 8, and Hetiarichi of Sri Lanka in lane 9. It's a very, very high standard event, this men's 100 meters T44. Again, the top 3 into the final. So away they go with most eyes at Alan Oliveira, who's off very, very slowly indeed. It's a brilliant start by Mlongo of South Africa. Oliveira's having to fight back. Wallace going brilliantly for the States. It's Malone who takes it for New Zealand. 10.90. Brilliant running by Malone in the T43 category. I think that's a Paralympic Games record at T43 for Malone. He looked brilliant there. Astonishingly good. That is a Paralympic record for Liam Malone. Paralympic Games record. Wallace in second place, 11.02. And Streng was third, 11.12. And Alan Oliveira might not have made the final. If he does, it'll be as the fastest loser. 11.26 was his time.
What a stunning run from Malone. He's shaved about 0.3 off his personal best. Out of lane 4. And the black singlet, watch him stream through now. He's just overwhelmed the field in the last 15, 20 metres. A withering finish from the Kiwi. Didn't make that good a start. Certainly Wallace on his inside, and Streng as well from Germany had him at this stage. And now watch Malone just fly to the line. What a powerful, impressive run. Where did that come from? His previous personal best, 11.26. And he has swept down the track in 10.9.
He was out of athletics for 5 years. His mother was terminally ill, but made his comeback in 2013, and he's improved all the way through. And what an improvement there. 11.90, a new Paralympic Games record at T43, breaking the 8-year-old mark of Oscar Pistorius. Jared Wallace second, Felix Streng third. They are all definitely through. Alan Oliveira might not have made it. And Alan Oliveira does not look like he's made it. Peacock and Malone, both with Paralympic Games records in different categories, T43 and T44. Oliveira traditionally has been stronger at the 200 more than the 1, but he was one of the poster athletes, if you like, coming into these Paralympic Games. And in what many see as the blue ribbon as the 100 meters. Well, he wasn't in the top 7, certainly, to make it through.
Well, I think there's something about this track, Will. The Paralympic athletes are loving it. We've seen some quick times.
And they'll only get quicker. Johnny Peacock has got another target, by the way. It's the world record held by Richard Brown. 10.61 set in the World Championships in Doha in October. He's retired since then, I fear. Would have been great to have him here. Another victory ceremony coming, men's shot put. And it's the F32s, which is one of the cerebral palsy wheelchair categories, the third strongest of the four. It's one of the events where the athletes have their 6 throws all together.
We have Greece and Algeria on the podium for this presentation. And a world record from Athanasios Konstanidis. Greece claiming bronze and gold, split by the Algerian Lahouari Bahlaz. Dimitrios Tsisidis, 41 years of age, had a best attempt of 9.24 meters. It was a personal best. The medal winners all did something special in terms of their performances, with personal bests, regional records, and a world record. And Dimitrios gets the tom with the bronze here. Congratulations to Lahouari Bahlaz of Algeria, a 37-year-old, through 9.4 meters. That is the regional record in the F32 category. There's often this look of, I really can't believe that this is my name they're calling out, but it is true for Athanasios Konstantinidis, who was way too strong for the field with a 10.39 meter throw. Almost a meter clear of Bahlaz to win it impressively. And that world record came with his final attempt. Constantinidis with the honour of securing Greece's first gold medal at these Paralympic Games. Moment very much enjoyed by that pocket of Greek fans. With some men's 400 metres coming up shortly, while the field events continue around the stadium. Shot put, discus and long jump also underway. Shot put is Sun Pengxiang. First attempt, 10:52, the strongest so far. Sitting outside the medals at the moment is Trzaskowski of Poland is the leader. The world record holder with a 13:34 with his first attempt. Sun Pengxiang, consistent, but not medal threatening at the moment. And a 10:33 for his third attempt after a 10:52 and a 10:45. Great Britain's Kyron Duke sitting in fifth at the moment, courtesy of his 11 metres 41. Is his third attempt. Fifth in London. Didn't like it and steps out the front of the ring, actually, so that's a foul for Kyron. Throwers will do that when they know it's not as good as something they've already done. And something equivalent to disgust, I suppose, is no, don't like that one. I'll just step out. I don't even want that one recorded. Amara. Sixth at the moment with 10.74 metres. He'll be followed by Trzaskowski, a highly credentialed Pole. Up around the 10-metre mark. He's already set a regional record with 10 metres 74 with his second attempt. That one not quite in that area. It's 9:72. Now here's our man Bartosz Trzaskowski of Poland. So 4 years ago, as just an 18-year-old, he was just out of the medals in London, fourth in the shot put and in the discus. He's aiming to put things right here, and he's on track to do so, and heaves it out near his own world record. He's been very consistent with his first couple of throws, 13:34 and 13:31. 13:77 is his best ever. He liked how that felt leaving the hand. It's 13 something, and he looks pretty keen to know. And And 13.56. That's not far shy of another record. 13.64 is his world record.
You could just see the disappointment on his face. He extended his lead and he was disappointed. He obviously thought he'd broken the world record again.
And now Germany's Nico Kappel. He's sitting in silver medal position at the moment with a 13.15. Has a personal best of just better than that, 13.23. Nico Kappel. Good effort. Looks to be 13 something. He liked it. Really lightly moving across the ring. And it's a 13.38, so he still trails Tyszkowski, who's got 13.56 out there at the moment, but Kappel holding on to second place. Almost halfway through the competition. Xia Ziwei. And the man from Hangzhou is in bronze medal position at the moment. Has a 12.31. And again, it's just over 12 meters. Pretty quickly into his effort once he's in the ring. So just clearing the 12-meter mark. Quick word with the coach. 12.20 his third throw, so he too putting in a good, consistent competition. And now Brazil's Jonathan de Sousa Santos, sitting just out of the medals at the moment with his 11.71. Can get it out past 12 meters, and will need to get into the medals today. 7th in London. But no, that's just under the 12. He's got to find something more. Well, he looked reasonably pleased with it out of the hand, but an 11.63 for the third attempt for Jonathan de Sousa Santos of Brazil. He won the discus at the 2013 World Championships in Lyon. Just wondering, Will, you see the world record held by Tyszkowski of 13.64, but they list his personal best as 13.77, so perhaps that wasn't in official competition, or how? Yeah.
Yes, essentially. There will be events like, we'll say IAAF run events, where sometimes there aren't IPC rules in place. It happens invariably once in a blue moon where you'll see an athlete is thrown beyond a world record, but it doesn't actually count as a world record.
That's the case for Tyszkowski, who still leads this competition, though. He has made significant improvement, obviously, since London, where as an 18-year-old, you're obviously maturing as an athlete. That's the case for Tyszkowski, who's now got this event and the field at his mercy, really, in the F41 men's shot put.
Well, we're heading back to the track very shortly. First round heat, semi-finals effectively of the men's 400 meters T20. This is the intellectual category. And big attention on the man who was in your picture here because he's the reigning world champion and he is from Brazil. So he'll be very well watched here. First round of the men's 400 meters T20. It's the first three to qualify for the final from each of these heats. And the world record holder goes in this. The world record set in this stadium back in May in the Rio World Cup. It was a test event here at the Engenhão. Just being held in this because the finalists of the women's long jump T47 are being introduced. That is a final. This, as we say, effectively a semi. But going in this, the world champion and the Asian Games champion. Here are the athletes being introduced in the women's long jump T47. Lahouari Palia, who, if I recall, won 4 gold medals in the Asia Oceania Championships in Dubai back in April. Polly Mayton of Great Britain. Anna Grimaldi of New Zealand. Really good candidate in this as well. Eunice Castillo will be a major favourite in this as she's a whole load of gold medals to her name. And a lot in this, also very good sprinters too.
Karim Betina is the world record holder from Brisbane, Australia. She's in the field. She's the only jumper to get it out past 6 meters, so she'll be one of the favourites. That's what you do on the night. And there's a young athlete from the United States who I don't know too much about, but Talia Williams out of the University of Nebraska might be one to shine. But that will all be told in the next hour or so. Field of 12 in that women's long jump. Karim Betina will go up second after Eunice Castillo, a 29-year-old from Havana. Anna Grimaldi, 19 years of age from Dunedin, third in Doha World Championships last year.
So track action coming now. 1 lap, the men's 400 meters. And this is the T20. 7 go in this. And a couple of brothers going in the alternate heats. The Inabel Rodriguez and his brother Delabor goes in the other heat. Daniel Peck of Poland is in lane 8. This is Gracilinho Tavares Barbosa of Cape Verde, who goes in lane 7. He lives in Porto. Also to watch out for in lane 4 for Brazil, the reigning world champion from Doha last October, Daniel Martins. He's from Morelia. Also in this, the Asian Games champion, Nazaruddin Mode of Malaysia. Won that title in Incheon 2 years ago, and also a lot of medals. Malaysia very successful in those inaugural Asia Oceania Championships in Dubai in April. Rodriguez of Spain in lane 2, Perella Venezuela 3, Martins of Brazil in 4, Castellan of Ecuador his major championship debut in 5, Mode of Malaysia 6, Barbosa Cape Verde in 7, and Peck of Poland, the reigning European 1500 meters champion, is in lane 8. Top 3 to the final. So away we go. Very solid start by Martins in 4, as you'd expect. Mo, the Asia Games champion, in 6, going brilliantly actually. Castellan of Ecuador, just look how well Martins is going out of lane 4. Castellan doing brilliantly for Ecuador, also in the national colours. Martins flying at the moment out of 4, looking very, very strong. Barbosa of Cape Verde 2 in lane 7, going very well. Peck has been overtaken heavily in on the inside. Barbosa and Martins in 7 and 4 respectively look to be doing the best by a long way at the moment. And as they straighten out, it's Martins in lane 4 for Brazil, as Barbosa for Cape Verde in lane 7. Martins is going to take the win. He wants the victory on home soil. All the support is for him, and he eases up and he takes the win. 48.71. Barbosa in second place. For Cape Verde in second place looked to be, I think, Perella Venezuela in lane 3, who took third place in the end, but Martins gets the victory. 48.70 is a second outsider's world record, but it's not about times in this, it's about qualification, and Martins got a very good victory, and he got a home win in Rio as well.
He had the crowd behind him from the moment the gun sounded. Daniel Martins. He made a great start from lane 4 and was gathering them in quickly as they came round into the home straight. His real challenger, though, was Marcelino Tavares Barbosa from Cape Verde. And promisingly, Martins was able to hold him off. Barbosa was certainly giving it plenty coming to the line. Easing up was Martins. There was an impressive run. Perella from Venezuela off to Martins' left, but they're leaving him behind, both Martins and Barbosa. They were impressive runs from those two, from Brazil and Cape Verde.
Just eased up, wasn't overtaken. Barbosa, though, with a new area record, continental record, 48.77. So Martins gets the victory, 48.70. Barbosa with the African record for Cape Verde, 48.77. And Dinabel Rodriguez just edged Perella out to take the final automatic qualifying place in third. Perella fourth.
Back to the shot put. The F41. Capel. Nico Capel of Germany, who's been chasing Tyszkowski all the way in this straight final of the F41. Just a year younger than his Polish rival, Tyszkowski. And 13 for his fourth attempt, so his third still stands as his best. Now then, Tyszkowski. .13.56 his best so far today. Leads the field. He is so consistent. He's always out around 13 plus. Doesn't look as interested in this one as his 13.56 in the third round. Certainly over 13 meters though. He's hard to please. A very good 13.43, but these men know when they've threatened their earlier throws. Experienced enough. We go back to the top of the order now, and Sun Pengchang. His fourth attempt of 10.55, his best so far, and a personal best for him. His stronger event really is the javelin, which he won at the World Championships last year in Doha. 7th in the shot put. A lot of these athletes will be in more than one throwing event though. Another throw very close to his new personal best, 10.54. So he's had a 10.52, a 10.54 and a 10.55.
So the second heat to the men's 400 meters T20, 6 go in this, including the other Rodriguez brother, Delabar Rodriguez Ramirez. Ronnie Santos Isa of Ecuador is in 8. This is Rodrigue Massianga, the European champion of France, in lane 7. Brilliant story. Lane 5. Silver medalist in the World Championships last year, Delabar Rodriguez Ramirez of Spain. The former European champion, Ruud Kutiki of Italy, is in lane 6 in between them. The European Championships in Swansea 2014. Ty Griffin of East Meadow, New York, he's in lane 3, his first major championship. Rodriguez here in 5, looking to join his brother in the final, who finished 3rd in the first heat. Rodrigue Massianga, when we get time, we must tell you how he got involved in athletics, if you don't already know, obviously. Ruud Kutiki, 6th in the European Championships on home soil in Grosseto in Italy earlier this summer. So Griffin in 3, Paiva Venezuela 4, Rodriguez 5, Kutiki 6, Massianga 7, Santos Isa in 8. Saway first time. Oh, and Ronnie Santos Isa, he just slipped out of lane 8, and that's a bit of a problem for him as he tries and get his bearings back. Massianga, the European champion from France, has got away in the white in lane 7 quite brilliantly. The rest very much along the same level. Griffin in the United States in lane 3. Rodriguez Ramirez, very, very good athlete. Finished 4th in the European Championships in the 400 in Grosseto, and now beginning to come to the fore a little bit. Massianga, very good pace in 4, but as they straighten up, it's good running by Rodriguez here, looking very good. Paiva of Venezuela also going brilliantly. As they cross the line, it's going to be a very fast time, actually. 48.44. Paiva taking that brilliantly for Venezuela in the end. 48.43 is a new lifetime best. Very fast indeed. Rodriguez was up there with him. It's a bit of an unfortunate fall for Santos Isa right at the start, but Paiva takes it. 48.43. Massianga in 2nd place. 49.20, and Rodriguez 3rd for Spain, and 49.37, that the 1 through 3.
As they come around into the turn, it looked like Massianga was well beaten here. He's got a couple to catch to force his way into 2nd place, which he eventually does, but an impressive drive home from Luis Paiva of Venezuela. So Massianga surges again. Your heart really goes out to Ronnie Santos of Ecuador, who fell straight out of the blocks. A very strong last bend run by Luis Paiva, and that 48.43, half a second better than his season best. And he's just got an eye on the clock and strolls confidently to the line. Massianga, nice finish from him. Paiva looks the goods.
Yeah, silver in the 800 in the World Championships in Doha. He was 5th in the 400 final there, but he looks very good in this semi-final. 48.43 he wins. Massianga in 2nd place, 49.20. Rodriguez Ramirez joins his brother in the final, 3rd again. And Griffin also making it, Kutiki also as fastest losers. Kutiki, the former European champion. Massianga succeeding him. Only got into athletics because he entered a schoolboys race. There were 2,000 entered across various races, and he won it unexpectedly. His athletics career has developed from there.
So we've got some action in the women's long jump. This is the T47 class. Talia Williams from the United States, one of the younger competitors in the field at 19. was a best of just 5:34, but coming through the university sports system in the United States, probably got more in her. And that looks to be just over the 5 meters. Hits the board nicely. So pretty good timing on the run-up, it would seem, from Williams, but at the moment it's Castillo of Cuba who's leading Beatty of Australia with 5:38 and 5:37, and a 5:07 for the first attempt for young Talia Williams.
Well, now, the men's long jump T11 victory ceremony. What an event this was earlier. Brazil's first gold of the Games, and it went down to the final jump, literally, of the competition. That's what decided it. Absolutely infused and energized the crowd, and there's an argument that they did the same for our eventual winner in this.
It was just an awesome competition, and the crowd just lapped it up, and the theatre of it was pretty special, with Lex Gillette of the United States taking the lead late in the competition. A 6:44, but Ricardo Costa de Oliveira came over the top with a 6:52 to win it, and Rusian Kayshev of Ukraine was third. But adding drama to it was the fact that de Oliveira, up until his last jump, was just 1 centimetre behind Gillette's 6:44. Rusian Kayshev, 6 meters 20, enough to secure him the bronze medal. Won the long jump in London. Must settle for bronze here. And Lex Gillette, silver medal in Athens, Beijing, London, and now Rio.
And he's won the world title twice. He's one of the bigger names in American parasport. But a very big name now in Brazilian sport, with the final attempt of the competition, takes the honours.
Ricardo Costa de Oliveira. Living up to the notion that timing is everything, with the last jump of the competition claiming Brazil's opening gold medal here at the track and field.
And again on the back straight, that bottom tier is absolutely full. That's where the cheering's coming from, and where the singing will be coming from too. Gold for Brazil.
There have been all sorts of reasons to celebrate in Brazil in the last 24 hours. Independence Day, the opening of the Paralympics, and Ricardo Costa de Oliveira makes sure that the reasons keep coming as he claims gold in the men's long jump T11. Silver to Lex Gillette of the United States, and bronze to Ukraine's Rusian Kayshev. And how about that for camaraderie?
It was a truly memorable final and definitely a memorable climax, and one of those that we will take away with us from this magnificent festival of sport in Rio. Another major medal for Lex Gillette as well.
Back to shot put action. And then shot put F41. Which is being led by Bartosz Tyszkowski. This is Nico Kapel of Germany. Kapel has thrown 13.57. So Kapel is the new leader in the shot put. 13.56 the best from Tyszkowski. And a final throw of 11 meters 58 for Jonathan de Sousa Santos. So there are just 3 throws left. Kapel has thrown a serious personal best to take the lead in this competition. Jiwei of China has locked up the bronze medal. He's fouled with his last throw. Only 2 men left. Kapel, who's taken the lead from Tyszkowski. So this is a really interesting conclusion. Nico Kapel, 21-year-old from Wolfsheim in Germany. Silver at the Worlds last year. Asking for a bit of crowd support. See if he can hold on to this lead, which is 1 centimetre over Tyszkowski. Can he improve it with his final throw? It's again out past 13 metres. 13.57 is the mark he's put down. Here's his 5th attempt. Here's his last. Absolutely gave it his all. Very close to his best, but not better. And 13.57 he has to hope will hold up. So now it's over to Bartosz Tyszkowski, the world record holder with 13.64. He needs 13.58 today to claim the gold. Otherwise it goes to Kapel of Germany. It's all down to this. I don't think that's good enough. That's out around just past 13, and it looks like it's going to be Kapel's gold. Discovski knows. He looks anxiously after it, but he knows almost straight away it's only just over 13 metres, I think. And the singlet comes off in disappointment initially, but for this man, Nico Capel, it's nothing but delight. But for Discovski, it's one thing to hold the record for the event, but he's not going to hold the gold medal. It'll be silver for Poland's Bartosz Discovski. It's going to be gold to Nico Capel. He looks a bit of a character. And a moment of great joy and celebration for him. He's got to get himself off the track because there's going to be some action there. And right now, he'll go around and thank his rivals. And the bronze going to Xia Jiwei of China. Santos of Brazil there. Amara of Tunisia. And of course, gold and silver medalists embrace. A smile comes from Discovski towards Capel. You were too good on the day, albeit only just. We're seeing some great field events here. Tight finishes.
Germany have got a great para-athletics program, and Nico Capel gets the first gold of the games for them.
And yeah, Rio 2016, that's where I did it. Get that photo and send it to me. Yeah.
His first ever Paralympic Games, and he goes and does that.
There's a young man at 21. Lots ahead of him, surely. So it's Nico Capel of Germany with 13.57. So by the narrowest of margins, he beats Bartosz Discovski of Poland, and China's Xia Jiwei takes the bronze.
So back to the track, and the semi-finals of the men's 400 metres T12. That's medium visual impairment. And in the first of these, we have the European and world champions going head-to-head. Jabrilov of Azerbaijan, Juan Muna Martinez of Spain, Hilton Langenhoven of South Africa, and Luis Goncalves of Portugal. It's a very high standard in this. Goncalves won the world title in Doha back in October. Silver in the 4x1 at the Europeans. Previously world champion in 2011. Missed London 2012, an enforced absence. Goncalves twice world champion at this distance. Hilton Langenhoven. Huge amount of world titles for him, and previously Paralympic Games champion in Beijing over 200, the long jump and the pentathlon. He won his heat, as did Juan Muna Martinez. The reigning European champion from Grosseto in June won bronze on the 200 meters. His guide, Juan Enrique Bahlaz. It's T12, so a guide is optional. Elmer Jabrilov, who finished fourth in the 400 meters in Doha, those world championships last October, has with him Hakim Ibrahimov. There were a couple of disqualifications, I can tell you, in the first round heats. It's Gibralov in 1, Muna Martinez in 3, Langenhoven 5, Goncalves in 7. So we're the first time of asking, and Langenhoven off to an absolutely brilliant start. Goncalves 2 in lane 7. They're the two who've started brilliantly in the first 100 metres. Langenhoven and Goncalves are well clear of the rest of the moment. It's only the winner who goes through, along with the next two fastest losers across both semi-finals. But Goncalves has got off to a very, very good start in 7 as we reach the halfway point. They straighten up shortly. Langenhoven, this looks maybe to have the edge, but we'll certainly see with the naked eye in the next few metres. Muna Martinez beginning to fight back also in lane 3. It's Langenhoven who leads the way for South Africa. Goncalves just behind on the outside in lane 7. Muna Martinez having to defend strongly in lane 3 because Gibrailov's catching up in it. Goncalves and Langenhoven. Goncalves takes it. Langenhoven in second place. Goncalves through to the final automatically. 49.93 the winning time, unofficial. And that's quite fast. That's very close to his lifetime best. Still a second outside that world record, but Langenhoven just dying in the final 20. Goncalves taking it by 0.07 of a second, and tonight in the semi-final, he's the man.
So Goncalves does a great job down the outside. Certainly a strong first 300 run by Hilton Langenhoven. South Africa look to have the man on the outside covered here. But not so. And Langenhoven just kind of seizes up a little bit at the line. And Goncalves wins it in 49.92. Just lost his form in the last 5 metres, did Langenhoven. And these not lifting quite so well as those of Goncalves, who drives to the line. He looked good for it, Goncalves.
It didn't look a case of acceleration really from the Portuguese, more a case of Langenhoven just losing his rhythm in the final 30 or so. 0.07 of a second. Top thumping and into the final.
Surprised he's got the energy after a 400, which is such an exhausting race.
Goncalves gets the win, 49.92. Langenhoven second, 49.99. One Muna Martinez will have to wait, 50.12, but Gibralov has been eliminated.
It might be all over in 50 seconds, but those 50 seconds hurt, especially for the 5 minutes afterwards.
It's a real man killer.
Go back across to the T47 women's long jump. Still Unides Castillo who leads it. We've got 5:59 now, but Ibanez of Argentina, personal best of just under 5 metres. Quite interesting how this is playing out with Castillo of Cuba leading the world record holder Karim Betina. Ibanez a 4:46.
Poland have got a fantastic para program at the moment. They were the second most successful nation at the European Championships in Grosseto, behind Russia, who are not here.
Katarzyna Pierkat, gold in the javelin 4 years ago and 4th in the 100, now turning some attention at least to the long jump. Only had a 4.9 metre first attempt, a little further the second. It's not really her specialist event. Hits the board quite well, had a couple of centimetres to spare perhaps, and it's got it out at least past 5 metres, so it's an improvement on her first attempt of 490. She's 12th in the field of 12. So I'll go back to the top of the order where the serious action is taking place between Castillo and Beatty. We'll come back to that.
Serious action in the track also. The second semi-final of the men's 400 metres T12. Medium visual impairment. We have a non-starter in lane 3. That's Jorge Gonzalez from Sinaloa, who bronze in the 400 at London 2012. Sun Qiuzhao of China, the Asian Games champion over 200 and 400, silver in the 1. He goes in lane 7. Very impressive winner of his first round heat, Madi Apri. First major championship for the Moroccan. We don't see Gonzalez in lane 3. But in lane 1, we will see the Berliner Thomas Ulbricht, the former European champion from Swansea in 2014, former world champion in the pentathlon in 2006, which is no longer a major championship event. So Ulbricht in 1, Afri in 5, and Sun in 7. It's only the winner who goes through automatically. Afri was so magnificent in his major championship debut in the first round heat. This on the opening day of Rio 2016. Can't take much for granted here though, Ulbricht. Afri was so wonderful in his first round heat earlier. Let's see if he can keep up the pace. He started this wonderfully. Sun going very well for China as well. This could end up being very, very fast indeed. Mathematics might help, but a couple of these through. It's the winner and the next 2 fastest losers who go through. 50.12 seconds is the cut-off point for Muna Martinez, finishing in 3rd place in the first semi-final. Sun going brilliantly in lane 7. Afri keeping up the pace wonderfully in 5. Ulbricht now beginning to push up in lane 1, but it's Sun for China who currently leads. Now Afri's beginning to fight back in 5 for Morocco. Might just take the victory, but Sun is holding on. Sun, Afri, Ulbricht the 1, 2, 3. Sun marginally taking it 49.29 the winning time, and that's much faster actually than the opening winning time. Might be the case they all go through, but Sun took that very well. He might have eased up slightly. 49.28, that's been rounded down to just shy of his lifetime best of 49.24 and just ahead of Afri.
Well, Sun was doing his best not to switch off as he approached the line. The 49.28 ultimately, and Afri of 49.34. You do it tough in the outside lane. Not sure what's happening inside you, but Thomas Ulbricht, the benefit of the inside lane, not able to make the most of that. Madi Afri looked to be taking metres away from Sun in the last 30, but Sun held on. The drive for the line from Afri and comes up 600ths short of stealing it from Sun, but ultimately I don't think that's going to matter too much. Certainly putting in the quicker strides, gathering him in. Something to watch come the final.
Yeah, not much between them in the end. And Afri was coming like a steam train towards the end. T12, so it's medium visual impairment, and they're both going without the guide. They're both into the final. Sun wins it 49.28, Afri in 2nd place 49.34, and Ulbricht too far off the pace, and he will not reach the final. And Muna Martinez held on in the end. He qualifies as well. 50.12 is the fastest loser. Sun with the fastest time of the lot.
Styliani Smaraggi of Greece across at the T47 women's long jump, which is still being led by Castillo of Cuba. And then Karim Betina of Australia's dropped back to third. She's been pushed out by Grimaldi of New Zealand. But here's Smaraggi, just out around 5 meters. She's had leaps so far 487 and 484. Just shortening up to make sure she collects the board legally. But Unidas Castillo, it is who leads it. Doesn't really have too many outstanding results in long jump, Castillo. She's got 5 gold on the track, won the 100, 200 and 400 in London. Angelina Lanza of France. 6th at the World Championships in Doha last year. 5:07 and 5:24 so far. 5:59 leads it. Just making sure she doesn't make a mark in the sand behind one she's already made. Just easing herself forward quite carefully, as you do. 23-year-old from Lyon, but born in Togo.
What you refer to has actually happened before. It happened in the IAAF World Championships 5 years ago in the women's long jump, and there was a competitor who landed, I think, ultimately in 4th place. Her ponytail landed a meter behind and it cost her the gold medal. She finished 4th.
And that's the distance posted, 5:06 for Lanza of France.
It's all go. And the first wheelchair racing final of Rio 2016. This will be high-octane stuff. T53, the women's 100 meters final. It features the reigning European, Asian, World, Paralympic and Pan Am champions. The world record set in the semi-final by Huang Lisha. The Pan Am champion, Jessica Cooper-Lewis, is in this. Huang Lisha, the reigning Paralympic champion, Asian Games and World champion too. So let's introduce you to everybody. Jessica Cooper-Lewis, half based in Bermuda, half based in Canada, in Mississauga, but racing for Bermuda here, their first ever Paralympian, and the reigning Pan Am champion from Toronto last year. She's in lane 1. Lane 2 for Canada, silver in the 100 in Toronto last year in the Pan Ams. That's Alana Dupont, 5th in the World Championships in the 200, 6th in the one in Doha. The world record holder, the reigning Asian Games, World and Paralympic champion, Huang Lisha of China, 16.19 in the semi-final. The former world champion, been winning major championship medals since 1998. For Australia, it's Angie Bahlaz. Gold in the 200 and the 400, bronze in the 8 in the Worlds in Doha in October. Commonwealth Games gold in the 1500 2 years ago in Glasgow. The former European champion in the 100, 400 and 800 from Swansea 2 years ago. Samantha Kinghorn for Great Britain. In lane 6, 3 times Paralympic Games champion. Reigning world champion in the 1500. Reigning Paralympic champion in the 400 and 800. Zhu Hongxuan of China. In lane 7 for the United States, based in Champaign, Illinois. They have a big parasports program there. It's Kelsey Lefevre of the United States. And in lane 8, the reigning European champion from Turkey, over 100 and 400, it's Hamida Kurt. Silver in the 1, the 4 and the 8 in the previous Europeans in Swansea, and silver in the 100 meters in Doha in the World Championships. But Wang Lisha setting a brilliant standard in the semi-final. This could be very fast. Lewis in 1, Dupont 2, Wang 3, Ballard 4, Kinghorn 5. Away we go. Watch out for Wang in 3. She's away very fast. And Zhu, the fellow Chinese athlete in 6, also away brilliantly. It could be a China 1-2 here. Wang's going all the way. She's not going to ease up. It's her against the clock. It's Wang with the gold. Will it be Wang with another world record? Not quite. 16:29. Wang wins it. Zhao second. Angie Ballard gets the bronze for Australia. 16:28. But she has a world record from today in Rio, and she has the successful defense of her Paralympic Games title from London, and she won it in Beijing as well. She's got the 100 meters hat-trick.
When the gun goes, Wang Lisha just takes off. She is so much quicker away from the line than anyone else in the field. Zhu tries to go with her, and Ballard in the yellow does make a move late and seems to challenge Zhu for the silver medal, but has to settle for the bronze. And it was never really in doubt from the first 10 meters that Wang Lisha would go on with it. So impressive in the semi, impressive in the final. No 2 world records in a day, but 1 world record and 1 gold medal will satisfy most people, I think. And she was impressive. Wang Lisha with a 16:28 is what they've rounded it to. A personal best for Zhu and a 16:59 for Ballard in 3rd place.
Well, she never eased up at all, Wang. Perhaps she was going for the world record. She was very, very close to it. It's in the top 3 times of all time. But Wang picks up another Paralympic title. That's her 5th Paralympic Games gold medal. And 16:28 is still impressively fast. Zhu in 2nd place with that lifetime best, and Angie Ballard gets the bronze. She won 3 medals at the World Championships in Doha, and that's the first time she's won a major championship medal in the 100 meters since the Worlds in Lyon in 2013. She is the former world champion from 2002. Wang Lisha takes the gold, 16:28. Zhu, 2nd place for China. The silver, 16:51. Angie Ballard, the bronze for Australia, 16:59. The European champion, Hamida Kurt, in 4th. Brilliant race.
Well, fans are having a nice time here in the first evening session of the track and field. The weather very mild. Conditions great for racing and competing. Action over at the long jump with Aldana Ibanez of Argentina. Ibanez, personal best of 4:97. He's had a foul and a 4:46 so far. Quite a bit of breeze swirling around the stadium this evening. And not past the 5 meters, unfortunately, for Ibanez, 18-year-old from Buenos Aires. She'll also be running in the 100. Trains at the National Center of High Performance in Buenos Aires. Little shrug of the shoulders. Oh, well, there you go. So she won't be moving through to the last 8. Looks like she's enjoyed her competition, though. 4:60.
So now the women's 100 meters T54. These the fastest wheelchair racers around, and one of the greatest names around as well. And it's the one with the world record against a name set this year in Indianapolis. Was it on the motor racing circuit? It's Tatiana McFadden, the 12 times world champion who won 6 gold medals in Lyon at the 2013 World Championships. She's skipped the 2015s to do marathon work. Margaret Vandenbroek won 2 medals, bronze in the 4 and the 8 in Doha. But here is the great Tatiana McFadden. Golds in the 4, the 8 and the 15 at London 2012. She is going for 7, count them, 7 gold medals here.
Dare she take them all?
You wouldn't bet against it. But Liu Wenjun won gold in the 1 and the 4 in McFadden's absence in the World Championships in Doha last October, and is the reigning Asian Games champion over 1, 4 and 8. And athletes in the T54 capable of doing the sprints like the 100 and the longer distances like the 5. Supageci of Turkey, the European champion over 100 meters in lane 6, and Tatiana's sister Hannah there in lane 7, who won bronze in the 100 and the 200 in Doha at the World Championships last year. So Vandenbroek in 3, Tatiana McFadden 4, Liu 5, Supageci 6, Hannah McFadden in lane 7. First 3 to go through to the final.
Set.
And they're away. Tatiana McFadden to watch out for in lane 7. Now Liu has started brilliantly here in 5. Look at Liu go. Tatiana McFadden behind her in second place at the moment. And Liu is going to take this. It'll be Liu, McFadden, McFadden. What about the clock? 16.01 is very fast. Very close to a Paralympic Games record. And Liu, the reigning Paralympic champion, the reigning world champion, the reigning Asian Games champion, takes the victory with Tatiana McFadden in second place, who is better on the slightly longer distances. Hannah McFadden in third place, and Liu just shot away and kept going, Steve.
Well, these Chinese wheelchair racers are really getting away from the line so quickly. They're not giving anyone else a look in, and Tatiana McFadden and Hannah McFadden have to really just pay respect to the speed generated by Liu Wenjun. They've rounded it to 16 even. The season's best for Liu Wenjun, a 16.52 for McFadden, so half a second behind. I don't know where McFadden can find that kind of a margin come the final. With Vandenbroek and Supageci of Turkey.
Well, I said earlier, you mightn't bet against McFadden. Liu would. 16 seconds dead. She is the candidate who could upset the Super 7. And why not? She being the reigning 100 meters champion. That was the only medal that she won in London. 16 seconds dead for Liu Wenjun. Tatiana McFadden second, 16.52. And an equal lifetime best for Hannah McFadden third, 16.55. But how much did Liu put in at the 100%? And did either of the McFaddens keep anything in reserve, or was that a full tilt race for both as well? We'll find out in the final, won't we?
Well, I think the Chinese athletes have been working on their starts. They are unbelievably quick. Now, Katarzyna Piakat of Poland. As we move into the second half of the competition. Just past the 5 meters. She's at back to the top of the field now, as has been trimmed to 8, and she is the 8th qualifier for the last 8, and only a 4.96, so she's done better than that, and will have to do a fair bit better than that to get close to the medals. Now, Talia Williams, unheralded really, but this 19-year-old has got through to the second half. Has a best of 5.34. Hasn't found it yet. Just waiting for everything to be okay in the pit. T47 category, specific to upper limbs impairment. Williams has a quick look around. And, she's got it out, it looks like past the 5 meters. Best so far of 5:07. Drives off the board. Gets a little bit more instruction on the way back. Looks a pretty calm customer, appearing at her first Paralympic Games. Just past 5 meters, a 5:03. So we go back to the track.
It's the second first-round heat semi-final, effectively, in the women's 100 meters T54. It features the former European champion from Finland, Amanda Kataja, who did not compete in Grosseto. Won gold in Swansea 2 years previous. Jemima Moore, her first major international championship in 5 years for Australia. She's in lane 3. Amanda Kataja, European champion in the 100 meters in 2014 in Swansea. Silver in the 1 and the 2 in Lyon in 2013. And the reigning 200 meters world champion from Helsinki, Amanda Kataja. Li Yingji, her first major championship with China in 5. Brandy Perry of Mauritius in 6. Her country's only female competitor, full stop, in Rio. Sherry Madsen, gold in the 100 and the 400 in Sydney in 2000. Silver in Atlanta 96 in the 1 and the 2. Bronze in the 4 and the 8. There's Sherry Madsen of the USA from New England. And Hannah Babalola of Nigeria in 8. So Moore in 3, Kataja 4, Lee 5, Perry in 6, Madsen 7, Babalola in 8. First 3 and the next 2 fastest losers through. So away they go. Kataja is normally a very fast starter, and look at her go. Lee alongside her in lane 5. These are the 2 of the best start. Madsen's going well for the United States as well. Lee playing catch-up, and Kataja looks like Lee's going to take it unless Madsen can deny her. Lee, Madsen, Kataja, the 1, 2, 3. And they're the 3 who go through. 16:42, the unofficial winning time. And how well Lee came in the final 50. Kataja with a brilliant start, but Lee's second half was much better. And 16:42 is a lifetime best by over a quarter of a second. Madsen 16:56.
Well, Li Yingji took a different story to this race to her compatriots earlier, who were quickest out of the blocks. This time it was Kataja away from the line for Finland, and was holding Li Yingji at bay for the first 45, 50 meters. Now Lee finds another gear and sweeps past Kataja and seems to drag Madsen with her. So Madsen across the line second. A good wheel and a half behind Lee. Madsen was certainly catching her. And Kataja in third place. Babalola on the outside. Jemima Moore of Australia in lane 3, coming in towards the rear of the field.
Yeah, Madsen, the first Native American to win a Paralympic wheelchair racing medal. She took 12 years out of the sport, came back. Bronzes, 200, 400 in Lyon 2013 of the World Championships, but Lee, in her first major championship, looked very good indeed. So Lee wins 16:42. Sherry Madsen second, 16:56, with Amanda Kataja also through 16:76. Babalola makes the final also. And that means the other 4th placer from the first heat, the first semi-final, Margaret Vandenbroek, will make it also. 17:64. 2 bronzes for her in Doha. From Amsterdam, she's got a chance.
So we've got our men's discus also underway in the field events. This is the F37. Ronnie Jensen of Denmark. He's sitting in 5th position at the moment. The lead held by Norbekov of Uzbekistan, who along the way has set a new world record of 59.75. Kushnidin Norbekov. Next up, it's Bahlaz of Lithuania, a 34-year-old, 6th in London in the shot put, 2nd in Doha. And Bahlaz currently in 2nd position. .48.1 his best so far. Sorry, 53.5. Correction. There's that 53.5. 53.04 with his final attempt. So he can't win it, but he might hold on to 2nd. Guy Henley of Australia, 29-year-old from Sydney. Silver in the discus in Doha. Oh, he's only just made that legal too. It's on its way out of the sector. Henley with the best of 51.97. For his final attempt of 51.54, has a personal best of 53.99, so just out of the medals for Guy Henley. Jia Dong in bronze medal position at the moment with a best of 52.15. Somehow he's got to find another 7 meters. Unlikely. Let's see what he can do. Well, he's nearly taken out one of the officials, but she was awake to it, fortunately. And ultimately no harm done. But in looking for that extra effort, he's lost all direction. So a foul throw. And no attempt to catch that wisely. But Jia Dong looks like a bronze medalist with his best of 52.15. And that clears the way for Norbekov. Kushnidin Norbekov has thrown 59.75 to take the world record away from Jia Dong. It stood at 55.81, so he has smashed the world record by almost 4 meters. Gives it another mighty heave. It doesn't matter. He's got a world record. He's got a gold medal. And Kushnidin Norbekov has had a memorable competition. 4th in London 4 years ago. Won the discus at the World Championships last year. And the 29-year-old from Uzbekistan has cleaned up the discus here. Previous personal best of 53.84, and he's won it with 59.75. So almost 6 meters improvement on his personal best. An outrageous effort and an outrageous reaction from Kushnidin Norbekov. who wins the F-37 men's discus.
Uzbekistan's first ever Paralympic Games champion. First ever gold.
And what a way to do it. Throw me the flag, he says. Well, he was only 11th in London 4 years ago, but there's been some significant improvement coming. So 4th in the discus. And won the discus last year at the World Championships. Fourth in 2013, but here in Rio 2016, Norbakov by some margin ahead of Bahlaz of Lithuania and Xia Dong of China takes the bronze and sees his world record taken away in style.
So back to the track in the men's 100 meters T13, featuring the fastest Paralympian there's ever been. He holds the world record set at London 2012, 10:46, and that's the one and only Jason Smith. Well, the man who finished second behind him at the World Championships in Doha last October, Gustavo Arujo of Brazil, will have lots of home support here. Also the very talented Ioannis Namal, but the reigning world champion over 200 meters. Arujo in 3. Lots of support for him. The reigning Pan Am champion from Toronto last summer. Alongside him, the man who's done the double over 100 and 200 in the last 2 Paralympic Games. It's Jason Smith of Ireland. Only the 100 eligible for him here. Ioannis Nambala, Namibia in 5. Radoslav Zlatanov, European champion in this category in 2014 as Smith had moved to T12. He's back at T13 now. Tyson Gunter there for the United States. Pan Am silver in the long jump in Toronto. Philip Handler, European 100 meters bronze medalist in Grosseto in June. But the man in lane 4 is the man to beat. And the man in lane 3, the man with all the home support. Smith in 4, Arujo in 3. It's a nice pairing of the top 2 from Doha in the world. Arujo 3, Smith 4, Nambala 5, Zlatanov 6, Gunter 7, Handler in 8. And they have to stand up as there was a bit of commotion elsewhere in the stadium. So they have to reset. Well, Jason Smith holding the world record in this 10:46. His lifetime best is 10:24. That coming in IAAF competition. His season's best is 10:45. Previously he's competed at the European Athletics Championships, Barcelona 2010, the Commonwealth Games in the able-bodied section for Northern Ireland in 2014. In terms of the big competitions in Ireland this year, competed in the Cork City Sports. But Arujo alongside the man against whom Smith can gauge himself. So, Arujo in 3, Smith 4, Nambala 5, Zlatanov 6, Gunter 7, Handler in lane 8 of Switzerland. Away this time, good start by Smith in 4, by Nambala in 5. Smith shooting away. Nambala going well, Arujo also. Smith's going to win this. Very fast, 10:76. Nambala second, Arujo third. Nambala came up very well, the reigning world champion over 200 meters, the man who won the world title in Lyon over 4. But Smith out of the blocks well, and 10.76 he takes the honours, 0.05 of a second clear of Nambala. He's looking to make it 3 in a row, having taken this title in Beijing and London.
Well, those who didn't know what the fuss was about with Jason Smith get a sense of it now. What a start he made, Jason Smith. Ruha couldn't go with him. Nambala looked like for a moment he might run down Smith, but he was having none of that. Jason Smith home first in 10.76, 10.81 for Nambala.
Ruho was 4th in the end. He was pipped by 100th of a second by Zlatanov, the 100 meters European champion from 2014. But Smith away hard, as he always is. It's the top 3 going through to the final, but Smith wanted the win here, wanted a good time. And it's 3:10 outside of his world record from London 2012. And he was pushed hard well there by Nambala. And Zlatanov, you can see, just edging 3rd place. The usual rhythm from Jason Smith. He's become a father in the last 12 months. And he wants another gold medal to bring home as a present.
Nothing wrong with that form.
Yeah, Jason Smith gets the win, 10.76. Nambala 2nd for Namibia, 10.81. Zlatanov 3rd, 11.15. And Aruho, silver in Doha at the World Championships, don't forget, has to wait along with Handler in 5th.
Back across to the women's long jump. Anna Grimaldi. Oh, might have fouled there. And indeed she has, unfortunately. Only just, but just is enough. So best still of 5.45 for the New Zealander out of Dunedin. Karim Betina has moved back into 2nd place, the Australian, behind this woman, Eunice Castillo, who has led from the outset. Castillo, very accomplished on the track. She's got a swag of medals at Paralympic and World Championships. 9 gold at the Worlds, 5 at Paralympic level. But it's long jump today that Eunice Castillo has in her sights. And she's leading the competition with a 5.59 so far. Oh, looks like she likes it. Looks like it's past 5.50. Oh, it's a foul though. That's a little consequence. Still draws a smile from it.
So now the 2nd heat to the men's 100 meters T13. Effectively a semi-final with the top 3 going into the decider. For Malaysia, Mohamed Suami, the Asian Games champion. Malaysia having a very successful Asia Oceania Championships in Dubai in April. Lu Wai, the 22-year-old from China. Michalski, the reigning European champion. Kelsey Todoro, Brazil, his first major championship, will get a lot of attention here. Also Chad Perez of Australia. Silver in the 200 meters, bronze in the 100 at the World Championships in Doha. Top 3 again to go through, along with the 2 fastest losers. And it is the White Tiger base of the Australian Institute of Sport in Canberra who gets the first attention. Perez, who'd finished outside of the medals in his first World Championships in Lyon in 2013, medaling on the double in Doha. Kelsey Teodoro getting a big attention for the Brazilian crowd as well. And the reigning European champion over 100 and 200 from Poland, Mateusz Michalski. Done the double in the World Championships in 2013. 200 meters champion. London 2012 and World Championship double in 2011 also. From Rezhny and Poland. So Zahaimi in 3, Price 4, Perez 5, Teodoro 6, Lahouari 7, and Mikowski in lane 8. The top 3 to qualify for the final. Perez away very well. Price away brilliantly for the United States, and Zahaimi for Malaysia. Now here comes Chad Perez. Away he goes for Australia. He's going to get the win. Perez gets the victory. Lou in second place. Mihalski looking to pick Teodoro for third place. 10:92. The winning time, and that's a lifetime best for Chad Perez as well. Negligible wind speed. So it is a personal best for the White Tiger. Good win for Australia, and he's a big candidate for a medal too.
To be fair, Chad Perez maybe didn't make the best of starts. He was slipped half a metre behind the other contenders in the first 10 metres or so, but gathered them in quite quickly. He's got a great top speed as Chad Perez, and a 10:91
is a new Australian record and a new continental record as well.
So Perez was certainly behind Liu Wei through the first 20 or 30 metres, but now he finds that top gear. Takes a look over his right shoulder to see if he's passed Liu Wei, which he certainly had, and he won it impressively in the end. Drives away from the blocks. So Teodoro of Brazil wasn't really in it, and he finished 4th. There's the look across to his main rivals in Liu Wei and Matus Mikowski of Poland. Impressive run from Chad Perez. I think he enjoyed it too.
Definitely looks that way. So new Australian and Oceania record for Chad Perez, 10:91. A new Chinese and Asian record for Liu Wei, 11:03, with Mihalski in 3rd for Poland, and Kesley Teodoro also qualifies for the final. Jason Smith the fastest, 10:76, Nambala running him close. Chad Perez the 3rd fastest going into that decider. Liu Wei of China 4th quickest, Mihalski 5th. Well, the challengers are trying to gang up on Smith there. That could be another very good high-quality final here.
Well, I think it's Smith's to lose, isn't it? He looks very impressive.
He's been a great champion down through the years, and he won't want it to stop here. The local shirt that we see the most of is Flamengo, that red and black play at the Maracanã, which is only about 15 minutes drive from here, in good traffic.
Good traffic. Well, have you seen some? Actually, it wasn't too bad yesterday on the public holiday, but my goodness, there's serious traffic in the peak hour in downtown Rio, that's for sure. We're getting towards the end of the competition in the T47 long jump. Angelina Lanza of France, ranked just outside the medals at the moment with a best jump of 5:30. That was her 5th attempt. This is her last. It looks better if it's fair, but unfortunately she's overstepped the mark. So Angelina Lanza, a foul with her 4th and 6th attempts. So no medal for her today. Now Karim Betina, current world champion, but silver medalist 4 years ago in London. She's the world record holder, but under threat here from Unides Castillo of Cuba, who still leads. 5:57 is Beatty's best. 5:59 is what leads at Castillo. 5:57 her best today. She's had one jump over 6 meters. That's the world record. Wouldn't she like to replicate that right now? But the 6:01 she jumped was in Sydney. This is Rio, and this is Karim Betina. Oh, no. Hasn't found it. That was a poor last effort. She was way over the board. Lost her rhythm, lost her run-up, and almost hyperextended that left knee. That looked a potential for injury. Fortunately, she's walked away from the pit okay, but she too fouling her 4th and last attempts. So it hasn't quite happened. One of the favourites in the Australian team. He's got some supporters here. Now, Anna Grimaldi of New Zealand, who's sitting in bronze medal position, has an opportunity. Best of 5:45 in the competition so far. So that is a personal best for her. Previously 5:41. She's having a wonderful competition. Guaranteed a medal. Can she improve from 3rd? Oh, maybe she has. Comes up smiling. This is a new PB for Grimaldi. This could be really something special for the Kiwi. Hits the board just right. Drifts a little left in the pit, but that looks beyond 5.5. We'll wait for this with some excitement for young Anna Grimaldi. 5:62 and she's in gold medal position. Can you believe it? She can't. But there's still one to come. The 19-year-old from Dunedin can do no worse than 2nd. Oh, what a moment. It's not over yet. She's got to wait for Castillo to jump. But the tears are flooding now for Grimaldi. And it's over to Yaninis Castillo. She's not mucking around. Castillo, who's been leading the competition up until a moment ago. Oh, that's close to the end of the board. Castillo. That's a foul indeed, and so Castillo is pushed into 2nd place, and Grimaldi has won it for New Zealand. What a result. A previous best of 5:41. 5:62. And Karim Betina comes over to congratulate Grimaldi, who has pulled out the competition and the jump of her life. We are seeing this again and again, and it's only day 1. These field events are turning up the most brilliant surprises.
And Castillo had produced the leap of her life. It was an America's record, a Cuban national record, and Grimaldi's come and beaten that by 3 centimeters. And what a victory for this 19-year-old. Well, hopefully they're all awake in Dunedin. If they're not, they should be for this. This is magnificent for New Zealand. And what a gold medal winning performance by Anna Grimaldi. Well, perhaps she was inspired by the world champions being in Christchurch 5 years ago. I know many from New Zealand were.
Well, she was 3rd at the World Championships last year. She did herald her arrival at this level. But under the pressure of the last round, she cannot believe what she's done. A perfect last jump from Anna Grimaldi. are scenes that will be played again and again around New Zealand. She's from Dunedin. She's studying surveying. Well, survey this. Grimaldi, 5.62. Takes the gold for New Zealand from Cuba's Unitas Castillo and Australia's Karim Betina, the bronze. I'm loving the long jump, Will. We have seen some pretty extraordinary feats at the pit.
It's all coming down to the last jump, isn't it? I mean, we saw it, the earlier gold medal for Brazil on the men's 211, and now Grimaldi has done the same thing. Castillo overtaken, despite all those records that she set with a best attempt. Lanza just off Song in fourth. And a Grimaldi definitely on. A victory ceremony coming. It's the men's shot put F41. This from earlier tonight. And one of the countries with a fantastic parasport program, para-athletics program full stop, have taken the honours here.
Yes, it's Nico Capel of Germany. Pulled out a 13.57 with his penultimate attempt to push Tyszkowski of Poland into second position and Xia Jiwei of China third. Xia Jiwei, his fifth attempt was his best at 12.33. An original record. Tom, the mascot, with the bronze hair for the bronze medalist, silver hair for the silver medalist, and of course, gold for the gold.
You can't buy those in the shops.
You cannot, nor should you be able to. They are for the athletes. Tyszkowski might have thought he had it in the bag with a 13.56 that he put out with his third attempt. Still holds the world record of 13.64. He hasn't stopped smiling, I'm sure, since the event was decided. He's a joyful winner, Nico Capel, a 21-year-old from Welsheim. A previous best of 13.23. And he's put it out 13.57 to shade Tyszkowski by 1 centimetre. Such was the competition. It was a good one. So they'll gather for the 1, 2, 3 photo. But it's Nika Kapel of Germany, Bartosz Tyszkowski of Poland, and Xie Jiwei of China. 1, 2, 3 in the F41 men's shot put final. You know, there are happy winners, there are really happy winners, and then there's Nico Kapel.
I love the way he just bounced onto the top step. And Germany, one of the nations in Europe that gives this event its greatest publicity. Now this was a cracking final earlier, and it'll be the women's 100 meters T53 victory ceremony. Very, very good race. We thought maybe, as a result of what had happened earlier in the semi-final, that we might get a world record in this. Well, we got one in the semi-final, so we can't be greedy. An event in which China have started to dominate. Same presentation party, the Swiss Minister for Health, Alain Berset, and Mario Lindenhain, the CEO of BP Biofuels. This was a great result for Angie Bahlaz, because we normally see her medaling in longer events. 1,500 meters, she's the reigning Commonwealth Games champion. She won bronze in a magnificent 800 meters final in Doha. The reigning world champion over 2 and 4, and now a bronze here in the 1. And of course, she's entered for a lot here as well, as a lot of the T53s and T54s will do. So that might not be the only Tom she picks up here in terms of the mascots.
5 games now for Angie Bahlaz at 34.
Xu Hongshuan gets the silver medal for China, the reigning 1,500 meters world champion, and she won golds over 4 and 8 in Lyon. A silver medal mascot for her. Tom, after the songwriter Tom Jobin, the girl from Ipanema, which he co-wrote with Vinicius. There's a very good restaurant. Converted the house in which the song was written into a restaurant down in Ipanema. Anyway, gold for China. Huang Lisha, the world record in the semi-final. She broke her own mark, and she has the gold medal as well here. 16.28 seconds. Third Paralympic Games in a row in which Huang Lisha has taken the 100 meters title, and she is not limiting her sights to that. She wants more. And more golden mascots may be on the way to her also.
I suppose if you win 2, you're in the Tom Tom Club.
She knows the way to glory. Huang Lisha, gold for China. There's gold for China, and we regularly see them at the top of various medals tables. Huang for China, Zhu for China, and Angie Bahlaz for Australia. The 1, 2, 3.
Ballard pulling a bit of a face. It's all good.
She won her first major championship medals at the age of 16. Back in 1998, the World Championships in Birmingham, both relays. She's still only 34. Decent crowd tonight. Sheila Finer's got her fans in. So now the women's 100 meters T37. This is the second least impaired, if you like, of the standing cerebral palsy categories. Second strongest. Top 3 to qualify for the final, and the world record holder goes in the second semi. Got the reigning Paralympic champion in this, and she's closest to your picture, Marie-Françoise Elie. Gold in Lyon on home soil in the 100 and the 200, and increased the legend even more so among the French public. Got the Pan Am champion in this as well. Marie-Françoise Elie, the former world record holder. And this is the only Nicaraguan woman competing in the Paralympic Games, Jennifer Oseko. Her first major championship, 18 years old, and turns 19 on Tuesday. Happy birthday. And we know a way she can make it happier. So the top 3 in the next 2 fastest to qualify for the final of the women's 100 meters T37. World record holder goes later. Reigning Paralympic Games champion Marie-Françoise Elie is in lane 8 here, and the Pan Am champion is in lane 4 from Venezuela, Karim Betina. That from Toronto last summer. Li Jinli, the reigning world 200 meters champion and Asian Games 4x1 champion. She's in 3, Medina in 4, Forder of Germany in 5. This is Joanna Benson of Namibia, who's in lane 6. Bronze in the 200 meters at the World Championships in Doha last October. And bronze in the Commonwealth Games in the long jump in Glasgow. Seo in 7 and Marie-Françoise Elie in lane 8. Gold in the 100 meters at London 2012. The reigning Paralympic Games champion, the defending champion. Gold in the 1 and the 2 in the Worlds in Lyon. Gold in the Europeans in Swansea in 2014, and silver in the 400 in the Worlds in Doha in October last. So Lee in 3, Medina 4, Forder of Germany in 5, Benson 6, Oseko in 7, Françoise Elie in lane 8. Women's 100 meters T37, and the first 3 to progress. Forder, the former world champion. So away they go, Marie-Françoise Elie, look at her go. The French star gliding Lee going well also out of lane 3. Francoise Lee is going to take this. It's going to be a very good fast time. And Medina up for Venezuela in second place. Lee aiming for third, but 13.69. That I make as a new Paralympic Games record from Mandy Francoise Lee. Marvellous for the defending champion.
Well, when you look at what she's been doing this season, a 13.65, the Paralympic record of Lisa McIntosh of Australia was always under threat, that 13.88. And Francoise Lee has demolished it. This is a good track. These are quick athletes. And in the outside lane, Francoise Lee challenged early by the good start from Li Yingli of China. But then, once Francoise Lee found her stride, it was all about France and all about the time. And it's very good. It's 13.69. So she's taken 2/10 off Lisa McIntosh's long-standing Paralympic record. It's been there since October 2000.
Well, it's a fast track. Quite a lot of lifetime bests along that. Benson in third, 14.23. Even Aseko down in sixth. Got a lifetime best. But Mandy Francoise Lee, a time faster than that she won in London. Can't say much better than that. 13.69, Lisa McIntosh. The record from Sydney 2000. We've had to wait 16 years for it to go. And it's one of the parasport greats who's demolished it. Handy for Mandy. 13.69, the new Paralympic Games record. Medina second for Venezuela, the Pan Am champion. And Joanna Benson in third for Namibia. They're definitely through. Fourth indeed for Lee in the end, 14.25. She was pipped out of the top 3. We've got the world record holder going next, though. And the reigning European champion to boot in Georgie Hermitage of Great Britain. The reigning world champion over 400 metres. Spent a long time out of the sport. She quit athletics originally in her teens, then came back after the birth of her daughter Tilly in 2012. She was obviously watching her TV feverishly during that time too, and since then, treble European champion, actually 4-time European champion in Grosseto, but 3 individual titles over 1, 2 and 4, and also in the 4x1. World champion in the 400 and the 4x1 for Great Britain also, and set the world record in Loughborough in May of 13.39.
Paralympic record could go twice in a couple of minutes here.
It's the track for that, you know. So Georgina Hermitage goes for Great Britain in lane 4. Ria Seifert has been winning major championship medals since Beijing 2008. Magdalena Neuner, the cross-country skiing biathlete, has been a major influence in her career, has given her lots of good advice. Seifert in 3 for Germany, based out of Erfurt. Georgina Hermitage in lane 4. The world record holder, quadruple European champion, double world champion. Diana Guerra of Colombia, first major championship in 5. Liesel Gauss of South Africa is in lane 6, 4th in the 400 in 2013. And Neda Bahi, the reigning Paralympic 400 meters champion for Tunisia, she's in lane 7. Silver in Lyon in the 400. Very well attended world championships in the Stade de Rhône. Georgina Hermitage competing since then in Doha and Grosseto in the last 2 major championships. But they don't get any more major than this. Top 3 to go through to the final, plus the next 2 fastest across the 2 heats. Seifert 3, Hermitage 4, Guerra Beltran 5, Gauss 6, and Bahi is in lane 7. They're away. Hermitage away very strongly, and also Bahi in lane 7. Hermitage going well. Seifert also just behind her for Germany. It's going to be Georgie Hermitage, and it's going to be fast. Look at the clock. 13:39. She's equaled the world record. And maybe, just maybe, it gets rounded down for a new one outright. That is sensational in the semi-final.
Well, she's watching the board to see how it goes. 13:39, it looks like it's going to stay.
She's equaled her own world record and a 0 reading on the wind gauge, so she perfectly equals her world record. Bahlaz second, 13:97. She got away brilliantly. She was off to a flyer. Seifert was going well at one stage, and Bahlaz also, but Hermitage, great pace all the way. Magnificent.
She almost anticipated the gun. That was one of the best starts we've seen at the track so far. And Hermitage, as much as Françoise Ali made the first heat her own, Hermitage did the same in the second, but even quicker.
Equal world record and a new Paralympic Games record. You called it right, Steve. It's gone again.
Well, she's taken a further 3/10 off the new record set by Françoise Ali just moments ago. But it's not a surprise. It's just great to watch.
Well, the quality of the track, we've seen a new African record and Tunisian record for Neda Bahlaz in second place. But Georgie Hermitage, and we're not talking 300s she's taken off the Paralympic record, which lasted 5 minutes. 3/10, and she has equaled her own world record from Loughborough in May. This is going to be a fun week. Hermitage wins, 13:39, equal world record. Bahlaz second for Tunisia, and Seifert in third. Gauss also through for South Africa. It's going to be a great final, surely. Hermitage up against Françoise Ali again, and Bahlaz with the race of her life, 13:97. Seifert fourth fastest for Germany. Medina fifth, the Pan Am champion from Venezuela.
Hermitage only needs another start like she just showed us, and she's going to be very tough to beat. Mandy Françoise Ali will need another race of her life to get near her. But anyway, that's all to be done.
Well, she was out so fast as well. I was just wondering if maybe they were going to be called back, but she, as Linford Christie always used to say, went off in the B of the bang. It was a magnificent start.
Yeah. Well, I did have the same thought. She was out so quickly. It was right on the gun. And she either has lightning fast reflexes or took an unwanted gamble on the gun. It doesn't matter now. It's in the book.
Well, we've got 2 more races on the track. First round heat, semi-finals of the women's 100 meters T38, and this is the strongest, least impaired of these standing cerebral palsy categories. And Olivia Breen, very popular athlete in her native Great Britain, where parasport is huge, goes in this along with Lindy Ave of Germany and the Pan Am champion Veronica Hipolito of Brazil, who's going to get a big cheer. Actually, treble Pan Am champion across the 3 sprint distances. And the solid crowd has remained. Olivia Breen with European gold in the 4x1 and also at the Worlds in Doha. Breen alongside Ella Pardy from Perth, coached by Irina Droskina, native of Ukraine. Been responsible for some great things on the track for Australia the past couple of years. So, women's 100 meters T38. World record held by Sophie Hahn, who's in the next race. Veronica Hipolito, the Pan Am champion. Ella Pardy of Australia. Olivia Breen of Great Britain. Lindy Ave had her major championship debut in Grosseto in the Europeans, where she finished 5th in both the 1 and the 2. Maria Fernandez didn't compete at London 2012. She's in lane 2. Veronica Hipolito in 3. Reigning Pan American Games champion over 100, 200 and 400. 2013 world champion in 2013. Fastest in the world this year, Ella Pardy. 5th in the 100 and the 200 in Doha at the World Championships. Livia Breen in 5 should I say, Leniavi in 6. Sonia Monsur, silver in the 200 meters in the World Championships in Christchurch. Silver in the 1 and the 2 in Beijing 2008. And Yuka Tamamatsu of Japan, major championship debut in lane 8. So Fernandez in 2, Hipolito 3, Pardy 4, Breen 5, Ave 6, Monsur 7, Takamatsu in 8. The top 3 to automatically qualify for the final. And the next 2 fastest losers across both heats will make the final also. And they're away. Brilliant start. Breen and 5. Pardy will have to come into a 4. And look at Hipolito going home soil. It's Hipolito all the way. Pardy coming up in second behind her, but Hipolito will win. 12:85 is a new Paralympic Games record by a long way, by over half a second. 13:43, the old mark from Anna Strizak. And in front of an appreciative home Brazilian crowd, Veronica Hipolito, the world champion 3 years ago over 200 meters, the reigning Pan Am champion, has left the rest for dead. 12:84 is a new Paralympic Games record.
Well, that's a broken record, isn't it? The Paralympic record tumbling. It just goes and goes on this great track under the feet of these fine athletes. And Hipolito, Veronica, started like a rocket out of lane 3 and was never challenged. Pardy of Australia came home strongly, settled for 3rd in the end. Lindy Ave of Germany just pipped her. But more joy for the host nation. I know it's just a heat, but it's a promise of what might be. And on this form, she's likely to deliver.
Well, Hipolito also with a new Brazilian and South American and America's record, 12:84. Pardy in 3rd, 13:30 is a new Australian and Oceania regional record. Ave with a lifetime best, 13:28. Records falling left, right and centre, and Livia Breen in 4th place, but Hipolito unchallenged there. And she's marked her card as one of the favourites. A new Paralympic Games record, 12:84. Ave 2nd, 13:28. And Pardy can do that in 3rd, 13:30. She's through to the final. Breen will have to wait. It's a very fast track. And if that wasn't enough, Heat 2 has the reigning European, twice world champion, the reigning world champion, closest to your picture, and the reigning Asian Games champion as well. Nicole Nikolaitzik. Now, we know the surname. Her older sister, Claudia, is a major championship medalist. Kadina Cox, who's in lane 8, the reigning world champion from Doha, is going for 5 gold medals here, 2 of them in cycling. Sophie Hahn, the reigning European champion, the 2013 world champion, the 2015 world champion. Kadina Cox had her glory in Doha too. Brazilian representation here, Jennifer Santos from Recife. Silver in the 1 and the 2, behind Hipolito in the Pan Ams in Toronto. Championship debutants for the two German athletes here, Vanessa Braun and Nicole Nikolajczyk. Hahn, twice world champion over 100 meters. And we could expect something big from her too. She is the world record holder, don't forget. 12.60 seconds set in Doha in October. Katina Cox going for 5 golds here, 3 in athletics and 2 in cycling. And she's been a big focus in her own national media in the past week. Junfei Chen, the Asian Games champion over 100 and 200 meters from Incheon 2 years ago. Silver in the 1 and the 4 from Doha, bronze in the 2. This to round off an excellent opening day's program. Had quite a few world records today. We may not be done yet.
Final race on the track for this session. It's a bit sad to see it coming to the end, but of course it's only day 1, so we've got so much more to look forward to. But aren't there some stories being told on the track and the field events in the engine now?
And just to reiterate, Sophie Hahn and Katina Cox did both win world titles over 100 meters in Doha. They were in different categories then. Cox was a T37, Hahn a T38, and now the two teammates are up against each other. This is going to be a lot of fun. Hahn, twice a world champion at this distance, as she's emerged since the last Paralympic Games, as indeed Katina Cox. She was originally, 4 years ago, aiming to be in the Olympic Games, but a Paralympian now, and a good one. So Anna Czernowertsiak, a European bronze in the 100 and long jump last year. Santos in 3, Sophie Hahn in 4. Reigning world champion, reigning European champion. She's won the last 2 global championships. She was 15 years old at London 2012. She was a TV viewer. Braun, major championship debut. Nikolajczyk as well. Chen, the reigning Asian Games champion over 100 and 200. And the reigning Paralympic champion over 200. Katina Cox. We're going to see a lot of her on the track. On 2 legs and 2 wheels. Very high quality field in this. And we've seen the quality of Hipolito in the previous heat. Hahn and Chen and Cox in this. It's Czernowertsiak of Poland in 2, Santos 3, Hahn 4, Braun 5, Nikolajczyk 6, Chen 7, Cox in lane 8. And they're away, and Hahn is absolutely flying. A brilliant start by Hahn, and also by Chen in 7. Cox is coming up in 3rd place. Hahn is flying away. Hahn, full belt all the way. It's going to be quick, just outside the world record by 200. 12:62 is a new Paralympic Games record. And Sophie Hahn sets the standard in brilliant style ahead of Chen and Cox. 12:62, that's been a ratified time now, and that is just brilliant from Sophie Hahn, and she's got a job to do too, and that job is to come away with the gold.
In Strozak's Paralympic record set in Beijing was always under threat here, 13:43. A superb start from Sophie Hahn in lane 4. Good effort from Chen. Cox finished very strongly, but it was all Sophie Hahn. And once again, all about the time, and once again, a Paralympic record tumbling. Oh, classy run from Sophie Hahn. No evidence of pressure on those shoulders. You've done it before, you know you can do it again. And the athletes are just loving this track, this stadium, these games. It was a great start from Chen Junfei as well. And Kadina Cox, strong finish. But there was never going to be anyone to catch Sophie Hahn in this one.
Great finish by Cox. Different physique to the rest, but the cycling comes into the equation there. Still a marvellous sprinter. And just imagine 12.98 would be a national record in most countries, but not for Great Britain because of Sophie Hahn. 12.60 is a world record, 12.62 a new Paralympic Games record. Cox, Chen and Santos all through to the final. And the fastest qualifier, Olivia Breen, also goes through. But Hahn, Cox, Breen, all great teammates. They'll be urging each other on in the final. Hipolito and Santos in the decider for Brazil. And we might be seeing something spectacular in that final two. Might? It's almost guaranteed. It's a great track, though. It's a very, very fast track.
Yeah, it's a good atmosphere, good stadium, quick track. And you can just sense that a lot of these athletes who are in the upper echelon of the Paralympic athletes have timed their preparation well. You saw it in London, so many personal bests being set. They're very well prepared, particularly those nations with an active and well-supported Paralympic sport program. They do arrive at these games ready to deliver personal bests. Earlier field event, the men's discus. F37. Standing discus. Another great competition. Competition in which we saw the world record demolished. By Kuznin Novikov. Xiedong was the previous world record holder with a 55.81. He will collect the bronze medal today. The 32-year-old from Tianjin couldn't replicate his world record distance thrown 4 years ago in London. But a very good 52.15 in the third round of this discus final. Mindaugas Bilias of Lithuania, second at the World Championships last year and now second in the Paralympics. A 53.50 throw, a personal best from him. He added on 3 meters to his personal best, but even that was not enough to stop Novikov. Kuznetsov Novikov, 29-year-old from Uzbekistan, has beaten the world record in this event by almost 4 meters. And he beat his own personal best by almost 6. A very proud Kuznetsov Novikov, and a very impressive result for him with a world record in taking the men's discus F37. Novikov of Uzbekistan, Bahlaz of Lithuania, Shia of China. Still have a little bit of activity going on in the stadium towards the end of this first evening session with the women's shot put event, and still anticipating also another medal presentation. Looking forward to this one. So the T47 women's long jump. Another superb competition. Another amazing story. And Anna Grimaldi of New Zealand, a new star in her country. Karim Betina, although still the world record holder, never actually led this competition. It was Unitas Castillo and then Anna Grimaldi. But she's had plenty of success at Paralympic and World Championship level. Karim Betina, gold at the Worlds last year, silver 4 years ago in London, and bronze in Rio. Unitas Castillo, a highly decorated athlete on the track, where she's won 5 gold medals, 100, 200 and 400 in London 4 years ago, and she nearly took the long jump in Rio. Wasn't to be, though, because Anna Grimaldi produced the leap of her life with her last attempt. And that little shake of the head we saw as her name was announced. And again, she cannot believe what she's done. She stepped out of the pit after that last jump and just almost immediately burst into tears with the joy of delivering a personal best when it mattered most. And it's been good enough. New Zealand won 6 gold medals in London, and they've already got one on day 1 of competition in Rio. And they'll be celebrating from Dunedin and right throughout New Zealand. Anna Grimaldi's only been involved in Paralympic sport for a few years. She said she was reluctant to turn up and try. She thought it was intimidating, didn't know as much as the other athletes. Well, here she is, just a few years later, a gold medal around her neck, a Paralympic champion. At the age of 19.
Fabulous opening day of athletics action at the Engenhão. Brazil have had their fair share of glory today, and we've had a plethora of world records, both on the track and the field. That's as we did during the Olympic Games, but it's all happening here on day 1. 10 days of track and field action. Now, the men's shot put F41 final.
Well, this was a great event. Jia of China, one of the real contenders. Jia the best throw of 12.33, good enough to secure him the bronze medal. Bartosz Tyszkowski, the world record holder from Poland, looked a likely winner. put out a 13:56 attempt in the third round. Not far short of his world record mark of 13:64. And he would have been thinking that 13:56 would have been good enough. He was hoping for another world record there. He was just shy of it. But 13:56 was not good enough because Nico Capel, a 21-year-old German, had other ideas. He had a previous personal best of 13:23. He needed 13:57. And with his second last attempt, this is what he did. He really put one out there. How good was it? Needed to beat 13:56. He generates a lot of pace in the circle. And he doesn't leave any effort unspent. And he's got one of the great reactions in Paralympic sport. It was a 13:57. He beat Tchaikovsky's attempt by 1 centimetre. And that was how they finished. Capel of Germany, Tchaikovsky of Poland, and Jie of China. 1, 2, 3.
Men's discus F37 final, which would produce a world record. Good competition in this yet again. And the man holding the world record going into this, the man who claimed glory in London 2012, Jia Dong, at one stage might have looked good enough for gold, but having to content himself with bronze here.
Yes, the 32-year-old from Tianjin had a pretty fair competition. Season's best of 52.15. That was his third attempt. The man from Lithuania, Mindaugas Bahlaz, had a couple of early attempts in the 48-meter range, and then with his second last, hurled it out there. 53.50. All of these officials and judges need to have their wits about them. Bahlaz, a previous personal best of 50 meters 20, and he found an extra 3 meters. Put himself into second position. But the event and the night was dominated by this man, and in particular, one outstanding throw. Kuznetsov Novikov of Uzbekistan. He knew this was good. It just sailed away, sailed to a new world record by 4 meters almost. And Novikov, a 59.75. A staggering personal best and a new world record. Gold for Uzbekistan, silver Lithuania, and bronze to China. Women's long jump T47 turned out to be another deeply engaging competition. Karim Betina, the world record holder, one of the early contenders, but had to be satisfied with a best leap of 5:57, which was her 5th attempt. That would not be good enough on the day. Unides Castillo led the competition almost from start to finish. .5:59 would prove to be her best. Started with a 5:38, second attempt was a 5:59. Pretty pleased with that. No one came near that until Anna Grimaldi of New Zealand decided to produce the jump of her life. She'd had a 5:45, which was a new personal best, but needed better than 5:59 to take it from Castillo. And how about that for a leap? And a reaction. Looks around, sees the distance, and then it all comes flooding out. What have I done? That is a priceless reaction. Very quick to congratulate Castillo and Beatty. But a 5:62 for Anna Grimaldi. So gold for New Zealand's Anna Grimaldi in the women's long jump T47 from Unides Castillo of Cuba and Australia's Karim Betina. Now, just putting the result to one side for a second, I think there's nothing better than watching an athlete do their personal best and then just consider for a moment how pleased they are that they have done it when it mattered the most. The result is one thing, but to do your personal best and say, oh, well, whatever happens now is a bonus, and she just happened to get the ultimate bonus.
Just to pull it out at the right time. And what a way to do it as well. It's the greatest Paralympic stage of them all. And to come along at such a tender age, 19 years old. She's been improving since she's come on the scene in the last 18 months or so. And for it to come out, lifetime best, you can't ask any more than that. And it was good enough to get the gold. It's just a brilliant format, the long jump, when you think about it. Best attempt of the night, coming right at the end. Her last attempt. Couldn't put any more into it. And Castillo unable to respond. And Grimaldi is a Paralympic Games champion for New Zealand. And they have their latest sporting hero.
women's shot put, F57. And Nadia Mejmej from Algeria. Would end up with a bronze medal with a throw of 9.92. This was a competition for F56 and F57 athletes. Algeria's Nassima Saifi. A 10.77, which was her third attempt. Very consistent throws from Saifi. 10.74 and a 10.49. Attempts 5 and 6. But it would be Angie Ortiz Hernandez of Mexico. She's the world record holder. And in this competition, she was just too good for Saifi and Mejmej. A 10.94. Confirming the results then for the women's shot put, F57. Angie Ortiz Hernandez of Mexico takes the gold, 10.94. 10 meters 77 for Nassimi Saifi, and Nadia Mejmej, the bronze for Algeria. Well, the first evening session has been one of great drama, tremendous competition and intriguing stories, and so much more of it to come. In the field events, there were some marvellous finals, and Paralympic records have been tumbling like 9 pins on the track, and we'll be looking forward to bringing you more from the engine now, but for the moment we'll leave you in Rio.